In this video, we're going to discuss about what is a CloudFront. So a CloudFront basically call it as CDN as well, Content Delivery Network. So let's see what is the use case of CloudFront and how it's working and what is the features of CloudFront, and as well as at last I will do a demo as well. Okay. So first, what is a CloudFront? So before we getting into that, I will give a small idea what is a CloudFront. So a CloudFront, which means consider we have a YouTube application. So YouTube application that is hosted on United States, but even though we are able to access YouTube application, so with a minimal latency, without any other seamless experience, right? So for example, when you are accessing any videos, you are able to download the videos quickly or expedite manner without any restrictions. But the problem is that application that is hosted on United States, then how it's possible? Right? See, actually we accessing the application as if the server located only 200 or 300 meter distance. So the actual distance is 10,000 kilometer. So consider this is my YouTube application and this is my country India. So when I'm accessing this YouTube application, so that a distance around 10,000 kilometer. But even though I'm able to access this application in an expedite manner. So the reason is YouTube is already implemented CloudFront or Content Delivery Network. So now we have to discuss, so what is a CloudFront and what is a Content Delivery Network, right? Okay, so let me discuss what is a CloudFront. So CloudFront is a service that's provided by AWS. So by the help of CloudFront, we can deploy our application all over the world or global. Okay, so this is my origin application. This origin application will be cached different locations of region. For example, this is India and this is Australia and this is UK and this is Canada. Okay, so these users no need to come to my origin location. Instead of that, these users can access to edge locations. So these all are AWS like small data centers, and this information or this data will be stored on this caches. Then what is a regional edge cache? So we have a two concept. One is edge cache, another one is a regional edge cache. So edge cache, that is a user like a specific location. For example, consider in India we have a different edge cache. So I'll just give a small example. So Kolkata we have an edge cache, and Mumbai we have an edge cache, and when it comes to Delhi we have an edge cache. So we have a Chennai, we have a edge cache, Bangalore we have a edge cache. Okay, so let me just go through that. So I'll search for CloudFront edge locations. Yeah, CloudFront locations. So let me go to Asia continent. You can see that edge locations. In edge location, we have a Tokyo, Japan, right? In Tokyo region, so we have a Japan and New Delhi. So we have in India, we have a one edge location in New Delhi or Delhi, and as well as Chennai, we have edge location, and Mumbai, we have edge location. Bangalore, we have one edge location. Hyderabad, and then we have a Kolkata. Then we have that's it. So in India, we have around 6 to 7 edge locations available, right? So that is, you can see over here one rose rectangle or a square. Okay, then what is the regional edge location? So regional edge location same as a edge location, but regional edge location will be have a good capacity comparatively edge location. Okay, so here we can store like consider 100 GB, and this edge location we can store around 1 GB. So that is the difference between regional edge cache and edge cache. So both are different concept. Okay, so let me check how many regional edge cache for India. Okay, let's go to my Chrome again, and so beneath of edge location you will be able to find regional edge cache. So you'll be able to find Mumbai. So Mumbai actually we have a location India, right? So I hope you understood actually what is the concept, and next we're going to discuss like okay, how we going to apply this. So for that actually you'll be able to find one application over here. This is my application that is hosted on United States. So this application will be segregated. This application will be allocate all the content into my regional edge cache, and regional edge cache will be segregate this content all over the world. Okay, so this is one regional edge cache, and this is one regional edge cache. Okay, and this cache will be store information into this edge cache. This is regional edge cache. This is edge cache. Even I got confused. Okay. Anyway, let's getting into action. Let's see how we can do and what is the configurations, like how we can do, and let's discuss about that. So I'm going to create one S3 bucket. So in S3 bucket, I will just put one object name. We can put any name. So let me consider one image over there. Okay, then I will create a CloudFront distribution for that. Then I will access that application or that file, particular file by using CloudFront. Okay, so when I'm using S3 directly, it will take around 1 to 2 millisecond per second, maybe, or 1 second per second, might be. Okay, so when I'm accessing from this CloudFront URL, it will take only 0.0 milliseconds, which means, so with the minimal latency, so that is deployed in my nearby location backlog. Okay, so if I'm not deploying that application by using CloudFront, so my actual request that is going to United States or wherever I'm creating the bucket. Okay, by default when you're creating bucket, that will be selected in North Virginia region. But once you deploy the edge location or this CloudFront, automatically it will go to the nearest location, for example Bangalore. Okay, because still as of now I'm living in or I'm residing in Bangalore, that's what it's going to Bangalore. Okay. Next we'll discuss what is the definition of that. Let me just go through that first. As we discussed, CloudFront, that is a web service provided by AWS to cache dynamic static content across the world, and it having bunch of capabilities. So capability means actually it having a lot of features, perks. Okay, the first one is to speed up the website, and second one giving security by the help of web application firewall or shield. We can integrate with that, or else we can use act as a global load balancer. So we already have a load balancer, that's a region load balancer. But if you want to create a global load balancer, either we can go with a Route 53 weighted routing, or else we can go with act as a global load balancer, because here you can see that I have only one server. See, if the user is accessing to the server, so that will become a very overhead, right? So instead of that, I can create a CloudFront, and this CloudFront will be distribute the content all over the world. And Indian people, they will have access to India edge location. UK people, they will access to UK edge location. So by the help of these edge locations, I can reduce the overhead as well, and this will be considered as one load balance. Fine, I hope you understood. And as well as it will compress object before getting to viewer. When viewer is accessing to this file, automatically it will compress. So we have an option, either we can go with the compress option, or else we can make it disable that. It will not compress, the user will be get the actual content. Okay, if you want to increase or if you want to enhance the capacity or speed, then you have to use the compress method, then only it will do. So the 50 GB content will be converted to around 30 GB or 20 GB. So will be a difference around 20 GB over there. Okay, as we discussed, edge location, that's a CloudFront deliver your content through a worldwide network of data centers. That's called edge location, and sometimes it's called as a point of presence. So in some scenarios we'll call it as a point of presence, or sometimes we'll call it as edge caches. Okay, so that we already discussed. And next one is a regional edge cache. And the regional edge cache, that's a CloudFront location that are deployed globally close to your viewers, and we'll be have a minimal CloudFront edge locations. Okay, sorry, regional edge locations, and we'll be have a many edge locations. We'll be have a minimal regional edge caches. Okay, so I've been already discussed the example for India. It's been Mumbai. It's already deployed in Mumbai. One regional edge cache. So next we'll discuss about what is the origin. Origin means where it is exactly your content is residing. For example, consider you have an application, the application that is residing in Mumbai or in United States, and you want to distribute the content all over the world. So the exact location, the actual location of the content, that is in Mumbai or United States. See, this is my application, this is my exact application location. So this will call it as origin. Okay, so the definition will be an origin is a location where content is stored. So same as origin group. So consider if you want to create a failover or standby or a disaster recovery method. So we can create an origin group so that we can create two buckets or two S3 buckets or application or EC2 instance. Then you can create two origins over there, and we can create a primary, secondary. So if the user is not able to access the primary, automatically it will route to secondary. So by using some HTTP codes, we can determine that. For example, 200, 300, 400, we can use that over there. Okay, so that's what the purpose of origin group. We can create a group, multiple group we can create, and we can create 2 to 3 origins we can add over there. That also possible scenario. So next is the origin shield. So which means origin shield is an additional caching layer that can help reduce the load on your origin and help protect its availability. So I will show you that, then you'll be have some good clarification on it. So let me just go to regional edge cache or origin edge cache. Here you can see that this is my origin shield, We already discussed my origin location, and this is my regional edge cache, and this is my edge location. So consider, so one content is not existing on your edge location. So the user will be able to access to this edge location. So the user would not be directly access to application because latency is very high, and by default we will be blocked that. Not by default, we'll be blocked that. So we have some options for that. So by using origin shield, so we can create an extra caching layer, and this edge location will be access content for access to regional edge cache for content, and this regional edge cache access to origin shield instead of accessing to application, and that will helps to remove the overhead. As the name says, shield, that will be act as a protector, and so the purpose of this regional edge cache, we can create one shield over there. So that is the purpose of this origin shield. I hope you understood. Okay, this will be act as a shield, and the user will be able to access to our edge location. From edge location, it will become to regional edge cache. From regional edge cache, it will come to origin shield. It will not directly go to application, original application, and we can reduce the heat. Okay, and so by consequently, the application will be protected and highly available. See, if this regional edge cache every time it is accessing to my application, and this will create some problem, and my application might be crash as well. So instead of doing that, I can create a origin shield, then I can protect my application, because in between I have one more data center, or I have one more cache. Okay, all the content will be stored over here, and this will be free at that time. Okay, and this will be have a high capacity as well. Okay. And next we're going to discuss about compress object. As we discussed, so before it giving to users, it will compress the object. So once you compress, the file will be reduced, and the user will be able to access quickly or expedite manner without any seamless experience. Next we have to discuss about caching behavior. So caching behavior is nothing. See, what all are files you want to cache on the particular edge location. Okay, for example, consider, and I want to distribute the content only Asia or only North America, wherever it is. Okay, and you want to cache only videos, only images, and in S3 bucket actually we have a multiple contents, so that we can specify that. For example, you only want to cache videos, that you can specify over here. Okay, so next is error page. Suppose let's consider, so the user is getting some error because user is not able to access your CloudFront, and due to some issues, for example, the CloudFront is maximum at capacity, and CloudFront is not able to allocate more requests. So that time you can create a custom error page, and this error page will be redirect to user. That's it. Next, geo restriction, that we're going to discuss later. So now I will do AWS, how to create a CloudFront, and what is the configuration. Let's discuss about that. So first we have to create a S3 bucket, then I will put one object over there, then I will create a CloudFront distribution. So let me just go to my S3 bucket first. So I have a 3 S3 bucket over here. I've been already created one file. Sorry, I've been already created one. What is this? Yeah, I've been already created one bucket. So I will just open my CloudFront 1, 2, 3 this bucket, and here you can see that I don't have any file as of now. I'm just going to create one file. To create a file, so either we can click upload, or else I can drag and drop. So I'm just going to click on AWS. Where is AWS? Yeah. I'll go to nodes. In nodes, I have some application, sample application. I will select the application. So let me just select index or coming soon. I will select coming soon. So that is enough. Let me open this file from my computer. You can see that coming soon. So this is the sample file, and you will be able to access the file by using CloudFront. Let's see how we can do that. Yeah, it's already uploaded. Let me just confirm that. So click on upload. It's successfully uploaded. So now we go to the bucket again. So just click on S3 CloudFront bucket, and we can see the file over here. Right. So next step is we have to go to CloudFront. Then we have to create a distribution. So to go to CloudFront, you can search CloudFront over here. Okay. So CloudFront Global Content Delivery Network, and it's a highly scalable and highly available service. It's completely managed by AWS. We only need to create a distribution and specify the file. I'm just going to create a CloudFront distribution. Yeah. So first option, we have to select the origin. Origin, as we discussed, the actual content where it is located. So we have to specify the domain name. Here you can see that I have three buckets, bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3. I'm just going to keep a bucket 2 because my object that is present on my CloudFront demo 1, 2, 3, S3. I'll select this. Then I will select name. If you want, you can select a name. I'm just going to give a default value. That's fine. Okay. So we have three options. So we'll discuss about these two options first. What is a public? Public, which means so the S3 bucket anybody can access. In the sense, anybody want, they can access S3 bucket without any restriction. So second one is origin access control settings recommended. What does it mean? So which means so the S3 bucket nobody can access the S3 bucket, but only can access CloudFront. So which means the original content that is located on the S3 bucket, the users cannot access S3 bucket by default. So the users can only access CloudFront. Okay. So users can access the application only through CloudFront. That is only possible. So I'm just going to give origin access control because I want to protect my S3 bucket. That's what. Okay. I'll go to my S3 bucket again. So let me select the image and then I will just click on what? Yeah. I'll just click on this image URL. So by default denied, right? I'll go to my management console again. I'll just go to my bucket. Let me just make it enable this object and I'll try again. So select this object, action, make public using ASC. So now this object is enable public using ASC, which means object is a public. I'll be able to access this object. Let me refresh. You can see that I'm able to access, but I want to restrict this. Okay. So the user should not access this object. The user only should access my CloudFront. So let's see how we can implement that. Let's see. So I will show in demo. So for that we have to click origin access control settings, then go to origin access control settings. So create a control settings. I'll give a name. So we can provide a name, for example, 1, 2, 3, Ashiq. We can put any name, no restriction. So click on create. Successfully created. I'll just come down. Yeah, that's enough. And then create a distribution. So we have a lot of ample values over here. If you want, you can just go through that. Okay. For example, version HTTP1, HTTP2, HTTP3, like that. Actually, we have a lot of options. So now it is started deploying. So I'll go to my origin. Okay, origin has been deployed. Not deployed, actually, it's in progressing, right? So let's wait. So let's wait a couple of seconds. So once it deploys, then I'll try to access my application by the help of CloudFront. So let me just open my S3 bucket. I'll get the public API address. Let me go to checkhost. Checkhost is a website. By using checkhost, we can identify the latency. That's what I'm using checkhost. Let me check what is the latency of this website. For that, remove this HTTPS and connect through HTTP. And you can see the time is a 0.254 second. So to access that, right, 0.254 second from Austria. Once it deploy through CloudFront, then I'll get this domain name. Again, I will try to access. So let's see what actually we can do and how we can reduce our latency. Because still it's deploying, so let's complete. So I'll go to So under general, we'll be able to find some additional information, for example, distribution domain name and Amazon resource name, and so what is the modified action, for example, last modified or not. So description and price class and alternative domain name. Suppose if you want to integrate domain name, that also possible we can integrate over here. Okay, and standard logging and cookie logging. And continuous deployment. For example, if you want to create any staging distribution, for example, if you want to put into development or testing environment first, then you want to make it production. So that also we have an option over here, create a staging distribution. So if you come to origin, you'll be able to find how many origins you have over here. I have only one origin, and if you want, you can create a origin group as well. That is quite possible. And so next one is actually we have an option behavior. So behavior means like so which we already discussed like in class itself. So behavior in the sense, for example, so what are the thing actually you want to copy? For example, you want to copy all the files, or you want to copy some particular files, images, videos, so that you can specify over here. Okay. So next one is error page. So error page means like, so suppose the user is not able to access the application or particular like a CloudFront domain name. Okay, then you can create a error page. The user will be redirected to that particular error page. So that's what we using error page. You can just click on create a custom error response, and you can create a error code. For example, 4414. So if the user is getting 414, you have to create one page over here, right? So that you can specify over here. Okay. So custom error page. Then click on yes. Then just select your path. What is your path? You can specify the path now. So same as you can specify the error number 503, 504 and all. Then you can do that. So next one is geographic restriction, which means consider so this application should not access United States people or some other kind of people, okay, or from Mumbai people they should not access, or India people they should not access. So what I can do here, I can create a geographic restriction. So we have a two option over here. One is allow list, another one is a block list. So let's go to allow list. So then I will allow there a certain country. For example, I'm just gonna allow Angola, then Anguilla, some other country, we can just make it allow this, then save a change. So only these two countries only can access my application now. Okay, so the same as I can go to block list as well, then I can restrict as well. Or else if you don't want to do any restriction, then you can go with the no restriction, and by default all the country will be able to access this application. Okay, so we have a two option or a three option. One is a no restriction, another one is a allow, another one is a no restriction. That's possible, quite interesting, right? So next one is invalidation. So which means suppose if you want to let's say suppose if you want to delete the cache from your CloudFront. So for that actually we have to use distribution invalidation. Okay, so consider you have an application, you have a version 1, version 2, version 3. So the developers actually are continuously working to upload version 2, version 3. So at that time, so you can upload version 2. So this version 2 has to be like placed on the edge location, right? So for that actually we using invalidation. So basically, so I'll give a small scenario. So this is my application having version 1 as of now. It's already cached on all over the world. So developer is continuously working for version 2. Successfully uploaded version 2, but still the application that is not present in my edge locations, right? So for that I have to create one more version over here. Version 2 is already uploaded, so this will be deployed all over the world again. So for that actually we have to use invalidation. Okay, so invalidation, the purpose of invalidation, so that is going to deploy again, and before actually we need to remove the exact content, whatever the content is existing on our edge location, so that we have to remove first, then only we can deploy our new version. Okay, so that is basically invalidation. We can go to invalidation, then we can create an invalidation, then we can select the object name. For example, my object name is coming soon, then I'll specify coming, then soon, and then HTML. So I'll specify coming soon.html. So then we have to specify create invalidation, so that we have to do it. Okay, automatically it will create invalidation. So automatically within 24 hours the file will be deleted. So the user, every time user will be get latest content to our edge cache. So that's the purpose of invalidation. So just go through that, you will be get some idea on it. Okay, so next one is a tag. So tag is not an important one, but if you want, you can just go through a tag. So next I'll go with the general, and so let me just refresh over here. Let me check whether it's a come or not. Okay. So I can see that still is deploying. Right? Let's wait. So let me get the DNS name, then I'll try again. Get the DNS name and paste. So let me check whether it's working or not. It's supposed to work. /index.html. So the name is actually coming soon.html. We have to use the same name. Coming soon. End. So now you can see that actually we are able to access the particular file by using CloudFront URL. I'll do one thing. I'll just copy this link. Then I'll go to my check host. Here you can see that 0.254 second, right? From S3 bucket. I'll just create a duplicate. Then paste again. Let me just remove the HTTPS because we not require the protocol name and all. That I'll remove. Then I'll just go with HTTP. Yeah. So now I can see that 0.382 second, and so this is actually I'm getting for 0.254 second. So comparatively very high, right? So I'll go with the TCP port. So you can see the time is 0.121 second, and if I go to TCP port on my CloudFront, see 0.05 second, right? So when we accessing through TCP port or any other port, okay. So when we compare with HTTP, because HTTP actually basically we not using over here, okay. So first of all, so it is taking only 0.05 seconds by using CloudFront URL, and so when I come to the S3 bucket, you can see that 0.121 per second. So I think it is 10 times lower than, right? So now I'll check with the ping as well. Let me just click on ping. So the maximum time is 1050 second. Let me try with the ping again. And this is 4.1 milli per second, whatever it can be. Okay. Let me go to info once again. Okay, this is accessing from United States, right? And this is accessing from Washington. So both are different domain names. See, Amazon.com and United States of America organization, everything we are able to find out, right? And this is hostname S3 Amazon.com. If I come to my IP, here you'll be able to find CloudFront URL is it, right? The CDN you can see that 112 and 255. Amazon Technologies, and we're able to access from Ireland. So quite interesting, and so that's it.